money. Now, today, what I am talking about is that all Muslims can be investing. Investing is not something restricted to rich people. It's something, actually, probably the less money you have, the more you should be doing it, really. Because once you get to the high levels, having more money doesn't really make as much of a difference to your life as with someone that doesn't have much money and then ends up getting a bit more money. Now, when I got into my sort of investing journey, it kind of all started from a couple of realizations. The first one is just by having cash in a bank account or, under my mattress or what have you, is actually losing money. It is, I was so scared to do anything with it. I was worried about investing it or putting it somewhere. And, I was just so worried about risk or any sort of uncertainty of losing any sort of amount of money. It was losing money anyway, regardless, even though it was just sitting in a bank account. And basically the rule is that no action is actually action. No action means that, you're losing money on that cash, which sounds really confusing. And at first I was like, okay, so what do I do with this money? That's something I'll be talking about, in episodes. I sort of mentioned that before as well. Like basically in the UK, just invest that money in a ISA, whereas if you're in the US, you can invest in a Roth IRA. But I have to say as well, just for financial sort of disclaimer, is that I'm not a financial advisor. This is all my own opinion, and everything I say is just for entertainment and information purposes. But by choosing to do nothing, you are effectively kind of losing value on your money. And the other important realization was that with investing, the sooner you start, the more gains you could get in the long term. And investing can be done very simply. And it's not something. I think one of the things is nowadays on TV we have programs like Shark Tank and Dragon's Den and things like that, which is all about business and it's made it very glamorous. And I think those are actually really good programs. And I remember Faraz Sahabi, who's like a MMA coach, one of the best in the world, saying how he gets his kids to watch those programs, and it's really good. It's a really good way to get kids into business and understand, how exciting it can be. But yeah, those they can be misleading as well because some people think you need lots of money to invest, but no, it's just about investing a little bit regularly and often, just a little bit regularly and often. That's all you need to do. And the other thing that I find is like the finance industry is really bad. It's quite confusing. You don't know what's going on. I think that's quite intentional as well because then you need to go to certain salespeople or financial advisors. And I've heard a lot of bad thing about financial advisors. They'll kind of only recommend products that give them the most commission. So they're more like salespeople as opposed to actual advisors or impartial advisors. So that's, I'm not saying all of them are like that, but that's what I've been reading. So it's very important to be careful of who you kind of speak to and who you deal with when it comes to in terms of sort of finance. But yeah, definitely, anyone can invest. It's not a problem. You just need to start with a small amount. And in the UK, the thing that everyone should be really starting in is an ISA, it's an individual savings account. ISAs are kind of available everywhere. In the US, you kind of basically you want to kind of use your work pensions and things like that, but they have something called a Roth IRA, which is another great way to kind of invest. It's like both of these are sort of ways to invest your money that mean that you don't get any taxes on any incomes or any growth you make within these sort of investment accounts. So within an ISA, I've got money in there that I've put in because it's with post-tax money, so it's already been taxed by my company. Then when I invest it, it can grow as much as it wants, and I will not get taxed on it in the future. And the reason why the government provides these sort of vehicles or these sort of tax wrappers is because they want people to save, they want people to invest, they don't want people to be dependent on the government like constantly. So that's why these things are there, and it's important for us to kind of make use of it and kind of utilize it. And I know it can sound boring, it can sound like quite confusing, but honestly, what I did, and this is what I've told a few other people, and again, this is not financial advice, just what I've done myself, but just my experience, is AJ Bell has always come out really high in the ratings within which is a consumer organization in the UK. In the US, I'm not too sure who is the best one, but generally with whether in the UK, US, Australia, wherever it may be, it's about setting up your investment accounts, so ideally a tax-free one. So in the UK, it's ISA or Roth IRA. In the US, and then investing money within. So this is just an account, and then within that account, you buy shares and things. And what I've spoken about already, like probably countless times on my other channel and on this podcast, I've sort of mentioned it quite a few times already, is Islamic index funds. Islamic index funds are very popular. The way they work is they invest in a broad range of companies. So you don't have to think about it. You just put it in and it's worked on an algorithm. So it's not based on some flashy fund manager or anything like that. And Warren Buffett, who is like the most famous investor, recommends most regular people just do that. Just regularly put your money in, and you'll find over the course of the long term, your money will kind of grow about 7% per year. And this is like in a halal way as well. So these halal investment funds, Islamic index funds, are kind of available everywhere. They're available in the US, Australia, UK, and it's just about finding a platform that gives you access to them. Now in the UK, AJ Bell is the one that I really like because they've got a lot of good ratings. The fees are kind of a bit cheaper than Hargreaves Lansdown. So yeah, I just kind of like them. I definitely think the interface can be a lot slicker, a lot easier to use. But in terms of costs and stuff, they seem kind of pretty good. It's quite a big company. They've had some good reviews from Which as well. So that's the one I would say. But generally, another thing is that I've definitely learned is that money is all psychological. It's a psychological thing. It's not something that I thought investing was. Putting on your blazer, going to the stock market and buying stocks and shares and stuff like that. It is literally just investing a little and often. So just investing a regular amount, just set it and forget it. So it's all about putting those systems in place, which I'll be talking about in future episodes. And yeah, I'm hoping to do about 3 episodes a week. I'm doing all this via live streams, so it's very minimal sort of editing. So please, if you have any comments or anything you want to talk about that, please put that below. I'm also keen to get guests on here. So if you know anyone or if you're interested yourself, I'm even looking for personal stories. I think those are really some of the most powerful ones. Just how regular people are managing their money. What are they thinking about? What are the struggles they have? What do they need advice about? Just have a discussion. I think these discussions are so important. Just to get Muslims talking about money. And there's sometimes I think within the religion, a lot of people talk about money in a bad way, but you need money to survive. you need money to buy things, to look after your kids and stuff like that. So it's important we talk about that, but also how to do that in a halal way as well is like really, really important. So please subscribe, hit that like button, leave any comments below. I'll promise to check them out. And if there's any ideas you have for future episodes, please let me know. Assalamu alaikum.